I feel like it's been a while since we've had a Phil versus Roland match, so this should be interesting. Furman says, will all the games be on YouTube? Not all. Here's Delver of Secrets. And a Ponder for Force of Phil. But as a YouTube member, every single match ever recorded is available for your viewing pleasure. Don't forget. Hit join on YouTube. Hit join, come on. Pew Pew says Frog is insanely busted. Wouldn't be surprised if it gets the axe because of the tempo shell. People are making predictions. Harry Houdini says once Rescaminator gets a ban, it will drop off or shift a bit. That's right. I said ban. People talking about the Frog.
Oh, no. Yep. How bad is this?
He says, as I have the party.
Furman says I have to think about being a member. I mean, wouldn't you want to... Wouldn't you want to be a member? That's what like all the cool people are doing.
Not gonna lie to you, I've seen worse. I've seen a lot better though.
Audrey is calling the Frog unbannable. It's too cute.
Interesting. Oh, sorry.
So a Delver is on the board for Roland. Now Roland resolving a Ponder, the second Ponder of this game. Roland with the Japanese foil version. Phil with the altered extended art version. But both are Lorwyn. It's all happening.
Is it drummer?
Sure.
We have it all here on 90s MTG, I would say.
2 on 2.
Yeah, just my idea.
Spite says Frog is completely fine. Harry says, do I get to see all the vids if I'm not a YouTube member and I'm a coffee contributor? There are... I don't want to get into a full membership breakdown right now because it'll take too long. But there are some exclusive stuff for the coffee page. There are some exclusive stuff for the Patreon, some stuff for the YouTube, some stuff for the Twitch. And it all doesn't overlap perfectly. But for all matches ever recorded, that is exclusively a YouTube member thing. For now. Tamio on Force of Phil side. So we've seen in our 90s MTG Discord some discussion about Force of Phil trying out Tamio. And now Tamio has hit the board. I think this is the first time we've seen Tamio hit on Force of Phil side here on stream. Delver Bobble killer combo happening here. You can check the top of the deck, stack the triggers on upkeep, choose to draw, or reveal first. And make sure that Delver flips. Cracking a fetch, it looks like before draw step, though.
Yeah, I can see why this is going to have to go.
Roland, because of Ponder, I believe, knew what the next card on top was and shuffled that away now. Let's see if Roland takes out this Tamio.
I will use this. You know what? Check this out. Segment. Yeah.
A lot of text on Tamio because it has two sides, but the Twitch chat can look through that. 03 when it attacks investigate. When you draw your third card, we're going to flip. There's the Psychic Frog. Twitch chat was just discussing the Psychic Frog and whether its life and legacy is in jeopardy. Force of Phil fetching a basic. Now that Roland has a Wasteland on the table. That seems like a safe idea. Insect Aberration got its first swing in. Taking a swing at Force of Phil.
This is the point of damage, correct? I have 2? Yes. Oh, I have 2.
For the Twitch chat live viewers, this is an intense situation. We have two crowd favorites, Roland and Phil, facing off, and the people can't decide which side they're even on at this point. So this is going to be crazy. Tamio attacking. Nope, not attacking.
Yeah. Attacking. Yep.
Oh, we are attacking. All right, making a clue. There's a clue. Mike, thank you for the resub, 17 months, and says, I love 90s MTG. Thank you, Mike. Appreciate that. You know what? I love it too.
Just flips during for the third card drawn, right? Yep. So drawn. This is just representing. This is a clue token. Yep. Okay.
All right. Can't hurt with these new cards to just give it another read. Phil has, of course, drawn one card so far this turn, the regular draw step draw. The clue could be the second. A third can make it flip. Okay, so we're going to discard Wasteland to Psychic Frog. It looks like Roland's setting up a block. Going to exile 3 cards from the graveyard potentially to jump the frog here. Tamio has flying.
Not planeswalker, which is important.
Monka T has arrived in the chat. What's up, Monka T? With a founder badge.
I don't know. Before blocks, right?
Okay, before blocks fetching. Don't know.
I got him.
Every anime is on.
Lamprey with a question. I have a ton of old cards to sell. Any idea how to sell them? That is a complicated question, especially for 90s stuff, 94, 98. I would say join our Discord server and ask that question there, and you'll get some really good advice. But that's a lot for me to go over right now. All right, so Tamio has died. I'm not sure. Tamio is flying, right? Tamio does have flying, but the frog didn't jump to block it. I'm a little confused what just happened. I guess they missed that Tamio has flying? Or there were 3 cards exiled and I just completely missed that, but I mean, based on my recollection of this game so far, there is not really anything missing from the graveyard. So maybe a little bit of a blunder there by both sides. All right, here's Murktide Regent hitting the stack. Looks like it'll be a 7/7? Or no, a 5/5.
I'm going to cycle in response. Yeah.
Cycling Lorien revealed. There's a Tundra.
I'll pass up for that.
My best guess is that Tamio having flying was just completely forgotten about. This might be a symptom of new cards disease. Just these new cards, sometimes you just forget how they work in the moment.
I think so.
Psychic Frog needs to exile 3 cards from the graveyard to gain flying, so Tamio should not have been able to be blocked there. Unless it died for some other reason that I'm not understanding. But it doesn't look like anything else has happened. Moving on, I guess. So Murktide is a 5/5. Psychic Frog now a 3/4. Insectile Aberration, of course, a 3/2 flyer. It died of sadness like Padme. Oh, man. Deduce. Draw a card, investigate. There's a clue. And Force of Fill scooping it up. Looks like 1 card on the bottom for Force of Fill. We are ready to go. Basic Island pass. Volcanic Island for Roland. Mishra's Bauble takes a look. We didn't get to see it, but Roland did. Cycling Lorien revealed, so the card on top is irrelevant. If you've been hanging out with us on stream for a while, you're aware that Roland is usually playing some variety of Delver, usually. And Phil is playing this Miracles deck. Both players tend to do well at the locals. Roland has posted his list on his Twitter and has posted also in our Discord. Force of Phil's list is posted on his Mox field, also posted in our Discord. All right, another Lorien revealed getting cycled. If you're curious about either of these decks and looking for ongoing lists, there are 2 players to pay attention to. Force of Phil has been trying to figure out Miracles in the MH3 meta, been experimenting with a few things. We've seen Brain Surge. We've seen a deck with basically just Jace the Mind Sculptor as a win con. I think maybe Entreat the Angels is still making the cut. Triumph of St. Catherine has been cut for now, given its weakness to Grief Reanimate stuff. Not sure what other MH3 cards have made the cut so far for Phil, other than the Tameo we just saw a moment ago.
So I'm good. Sure.
Before you draw, I'm going to switch it.
Okay, before draw, with a Brainstorm on top of the deck, we're going to Swords Insectile Aberration.
Foresight.
All right, Roland selecting the Protect Insectile Aberration option here. Force pitching Brazen Borrower. Going to try and keep that clock going. Brainstorm.
I mean, you know my hand. I was like, I didn't see it for like the first 17 cards.
Looks like Phil's hand has a copy of Terminus. If Phil could get that back on top of the deck, it could be helpful. Not much good in hand.
Trying to set up the Brainstorm. Yep. And felt like, nah, if he just draws the
I don't know if Phil is still testing Wrath of the Skies. That was a card that Phil was experimenting with at one point. Could be interesting if that card pops up in this game. I don't think we've had anyone get an energy counter on 90s MTG in a long time. I don't remember the last time we've seen an energy counter.
Go up to 8,
So that's something to think about and be excited about.
and then Force puts us even. Right? Did I miss something? Or am I just doing math wrong? I might be just doing math wrong.
So I remember drawing during your upkeep.
Yeah, for sure.
Then came back to my turn. I flipped over the Brainstorm. I was at 6 cards.
Yeah, because it's 3, 3, 3, 3, 4, but then you have this plus an additional card.
So I forced during my upkeep going down to 4 cards, and I drew for the turn. Played the
Oh, but I
Brainstorm.
mulligan. Yeah. Sorry.
Oh, you mulligan.
I missed the mulligan.
Oh, yeah, cool.
I was overthinking it. Go ahead.
Okay, so we're just getting up to speed, it seems, on how many cards should be available for both player. Maybe there was some confusion. Delver comes down, but all was good in the end. And Scalding Tarn passed the turn. Mystic Sanctuary, Swords on top of the library, Counterbalance. This is Monday Night Legacy at Game Storia in New York City.
Attempting Pyroblast.
Okay, Pyroblast takes out Counterbalance. The card was not flashed on screen yet. There it is. All right, Roland reveals a Daze, flips a Delver. Daze made the cut post sideboard, which is sort of interesting. All right, Swords on top of the deck. Oh, that was from the Mystic Sanctuary? Yeah, okay. Okay, so maybe Counterbalance was on the stack, and then it was Pyroblasted. Not as a permanent. I might have missed that.
I kind of want to bring the Elder Strix back. Just a risk. I'll be on Bowmaster's case. So.
So 2/3/2 flyers on Roland's side. That's a nice clock. But we know that Phil has swords on top of the deck and a Terminus in hand. And if you've been paying attention to our live streams for the past couple of weeks, past couple of months, you know that Phil is pretty good at getting those Terminus back on top of the library one way or another. So Roland's going to have to hurry up and finish off Phil before Phil can stabilize. And eventually Phil just reaches a point in some of these games where you just can't resolve any spells that Phil doesn't want to resolve or keep any creatures on the board. Mystic Sanctuary chains. All that. All right, putting another creature on the board. Dragon's Rage Channeler this time. Attack for 6. Phil will take it.
I saw this card.
Okay, an accidental view of the top card of the deck. We're just going to shuffle to be safe. This is just a regular REL event. We're just doing a friendly fix here. Misty Rainforest could potentially find a Mystic Sanctuary.
Probably.
Looks like a swords on Dragon's Rage Channeler.
Oh, it doesn't matter. I was pretty big. I was expecting you to
There was Delirium, so that's 3 life. One's going to fetch.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. No, I could have just used it. Then you wouldn't have had a way to. Yeah. I was fully thinking of
All right. A swing puts Phil down to 5. We're almost out of time here. But we are aware that Misty Rainforest can find a Mystic Sanctuary, put swords back on top. We're aware that Phil has the card Terminus in the deck. All right, so we're moving on past the draw step. No Terminus so far. We know Phil has a Terminus in hand. There was a Daze revealed earlier. Not sure where that ended up after all the cantripping. All right, Phil has fetched twice down to 3. 3 life is scary.
It's fine.
Yeah, but if I had some 3 life and I had 2 more, I could reclaim her in 2020 and I'd be at 4.
Flooded. Got it.
And as long as I could block your lifelink guy, I'd kill it. Or I could also.
Okay, so the Flooded Strand found a basic plains. Mystic Sanctuary found by the Misty Rainforest. Okay, Lorien revealed on top of the deck and hard casting Terminus. Okay, that will resolve. Both Delvers will slide back into their sleeve and go on the bottom of the deck.
Yep.
1 card in hand.
1 card left in hand for Force of Fill. A bolt could potentially end the game, and I think Roland just drew one or has one in hand. I can't really tell. There's a bolt.
Take it. No offense. 20.
Okay, that is the end of the match. GG's, lightning bolt you.